So a lesson with a student yesterday just reminded me, I thought this would be a really good thing to mention, as it seems to be a bit in vogue at the moment. And the student turned up with a left hand grip that was slightly on what we term as the stronger side, where the hand was turned a little more to the right. So he had a little more bend in the left wrist at start than say would be the norm, but that's perfectly acceptable. The issue was he thought that during the backswing he had to try and get this left wrist really flat. So the problem there, of course, is we've now got a club face that looks very skyward at the top, and all things being equal, it's going to hit some big left shots from there. So actually what we did is we got him just to understand that with that grip type, it's okay at the top of the swing, a bit like Rory, a bit like Justin Rose, to have a little bit of bend in that left wrist. So do just be careful that if you have a grip that's slightly on the strong side, we term it, where the hand is turned to the right, if you're trying to flatten out that lead wrist up there at the top of the backswing, you're going to have some issues with this club face, and if you're hitting some over curves to the left, you may well want to check that. So it's okay to keep that wrist a little bit bent there up at the top of the swing. The left wrist would start to flatten somewhat as we begin swinging down, and then the checkpoint is obviously when the shaft is level with the ground in the downswing, is the club face looking a hair to the ground. I don't mean that much, and I certainly don't mean where it's facing to the sky. Somewhere between the two would be ideal. So that's more what we're looking for. So be really careful if you're trying to add a ton of flexion in this left wrist, bowing the left wrist a la sort of Dustin Johnson, you might want to check your lead grip first. Okay, so if that grip on that lead hand has got a little bit of bend in it, it's not a bad thing to have some bend in it again at the top of the swing. It's going to be more compatible with that club face, and then it's okay for that wrist to start flattening on the way down to help you square up that club face.